It looks like being a rather cautious finish to the week on the Australian share market today, after a rather mixed performance by overseas markets last night. Commodity prices fell sharply following the release of worse than expected economic data both in the United States and Japan. In the US, manufacturing slowed down more than economists had expected, while new home sales also fell. Meanwhile, Japan announced that its economy slipped further into recession than forecast in the wake of the Japanese disaster. But Wall Street and European share markets were supported as traders focused on some spectacular IPO activity. In Europe, the $60 billion float of Glencore met with strong support, while in the United States, the spectacular IPO of social networking site LinkedIn was the strong driver of sentiment there. LinkedIn's share price more than doubled on debut, taking its market value to just under $10 billion, bigger than the New York Stock Exchange itself. But an hour into trade on our market today, the ASX 200 is 22 points, or about 0.5% lower, with most sectors in the red. And in company news, Australian iron ore producers are in focus after the Western Australian government announced yesterday it plans to hike its state royalties on certain iron ore products by more than a third. That move has been met with concern from Canberra, with both Federal Treasurer Wayne Swan and Prime Minister Julia Gillard saying that West Australia risks losing GST revenue as a result. The reason for that is that the federal government's mining resource rent tax could miss out on $1.9 billion worth of revenue as it rebates state royalties to miners. At this stage, BHP Billiton shares are down more than 1.5% to $44.08, while Rio Tinto has given up just over 1.25% at $80.10. And in other news, Australia's most successful biotech company CSL is down 0.2% to $34.10, despite news that the company has made an early stage breakthrough in a new treatment for haemophilia. The haemophilia market is potentially worth more than $6.5 billion annually. And on the currency front, the Australian dollar was well supported in overnight trade despite the drop in commodity prices. Today it's buying 106.7 US cents. This is Toby Grimm for Young Stockbrokers.